This is Seers Supreme, and he has embarked on a journey that he didn't need to, and nobody asked him to, but he did it anyway. Welcome to Supreme One Chunk Ironman Seers Village Edition. Right, this is where we're going to be spending the next God knows how long of our lives together. Elemental Workshop. So what we're going to start with is killing air elementals with melee, and then hopefully we get an air staff pretty quickly. Once we do, we will then swap to magic and go for that 85 magic grind. Now I wanted to do a little disclaimer, which is technically I don't need to have PvP turned on in the chunk picker because I don't have any PvP chunk requirements or PvP minigames or PvP areas or anything like that in this chunk. So I don't think I need to necessarily have it turned on. If I turn it off, the 85 magic grind comes down to 79 magic. So just to confirm that, 85 is teleport, teleblock, sorry, and that's with the PvP because teleblock is obviously a PvP spell. Whereas the 79 is for entangle, and I believe that is correct. I mean, we can check this together now. So I can't do that because I don't get Wrath Runes. That requires, I think again, that is... I could do that. No, I don't. I need Soul Runes, so I can't do that. Can't do Wind Surge because I need Wrath Runes. Can't do that because I need Mage Arena 1. Can't do that because I need Soul Runes. So yeah, Entangle is what it comes down to. Now I can get Soul Runes from Imps. So if at any point I need to go back to catching Imps for anything, which I probably will have to, and I do get a Soul Rune, then I think the requirement comes up to 90 for Tele Other to Camelot. So either by the time we finish this chunk I will be 79 magic, or if I'm unlucky I'll be 90. But I'm not too bothered. I've got a bunch of runes already stacked up. I've got a bunch of different ways of getting new runes if I need to. So I'm just going to kill these guys for as long as possible and then see where we get to. I'm sorry. I'm taking some time out of the video, but I think I need to just clarify a few things about the task list, just so you know what's going on. Because this is future Hannibal, and I'm coming at you now from probably a while after these clips were recorded, and I've actually made some decisions. So I thought I'd let you know up front about what they are, and then just show you how that affects the task list. So the first thing is that we obviously have changed 79 magic to 79 for Entangle, so that's cool. Everyone seems happy with that, as far as I understand. But we've also done a few extra things. So the crafting grind, because we only had one piece of leather, and we physically could not get any more leather from anywhere, I decided that in the last episode that I would use that piece of leather to progress the Elemental Workshop 1 quest rather than use it to gain some bits of experience in crafting. So we did that. So that means that the 50 crafting grind that I was talking about actually no longer exists because it's impossible for me to get any more leather. So the new crafting grind is 43 for a diamond. And I'm not necessarily saying that we will do that because I think it's very difficult for us to get any sort of crafting supplies in this chunk, and a lot of people have brought me up on my maths again, which I know, I'm sorry, I understand I'm bad at maths. So I think it's going to take a very long time to get to 43. So I think we're going to have it on the task list for sure, just to show it and it be something we work towards, but it's not necessarily something that we have to get before we leave. But I think it's a great thing to try anyway.
The other things are, I highlighted that we completed the 40 ranging grind, and I've now realised that that's not technically true because we haven't actually made a U short bow yet. So that has been unticked, and it will be reticked potentially if we do it this episode, wink wink nudge nudge, or in a future episode. The other few things are a hard leather body has now technically been unlocked because we got some hard leather for an imp, and if we're doing the crafting grind we can physically craft it, so that's being added. And then the other couple of things that I thought were really important that I didn't mention last time were that there's a few diary tasks we can now do. We can do the Kandarin medium diary task 7, we can do the Kandarin hard task 3, and we can also progress Elemental Workshop 1 up to step 3 now. Well, once we get the crafting, the level 20 crafting required. So those three things have been added as well. And I did a kind of weird thing with the chunk picker tasks on the website, where I changed it to show all best in slots across all different styles, you know, magic, tank versus damage versus, you know, slash, crush and stab, rather than just a whole melee thing. Because I think if we're going to get all of the drops from all of the mobs anyway, we're probably going to tick most if not all of them off regardless. But I think it's quite nice to have a few extra things to tick off because it just feels good in the brain. So yeah, sorry I took a bit of time here to go through that, but I thought it was really important. So now we're going to get back to the video. Yay, thank you, you're the best, everybody, including me. Bye. That was our first kill of the... it's a magic grind plus all the drop table grind. Is a very hard way of saying it. I'll think of a nice quick way of saying that, like current grinds maybe. But what I was going to do is, as per usual, I'm not going to show you every single drop that I get from these guys, and as you see clips you might see me invent all the different things, but what I might do is at the end is just show you I play on my laptop and I play on my computer, so I'll show you something that shows you all of the drops. And then basically I'll update you on certain levels from now on, so I don't take up too much of your time. One thing that I gave you maybe one update on, and I was supposed to give you a few updates on, was that going through the men and women grind to get 52 prayer, I was collecting bronze bolts, and I think I gave you an update when we got to 10,000 maybe, and then I just didn't after that, so sorry about that. But what we finished on was almost 33,000 bronze bolts. If I can get a crossbow made that is range training set for a decent amount of time, it might not be loads of XP, but it's at least a decent amount of time I can spend training the ranged, rather than running out of bolts or arrows and having to resort to killing men and women again. But that's nice. And then the other thing was that these things are hitting fairly frequently because of my armour. So I think I'm going to be using all the food that I've slowly gathered from the chunk before I start resorting to buying meat pies and things from the bartender in the pub. Because what that means is we don't have to spend much of the money that we're gathering, and we will have to spend a lot of that money on the two things we need from the chunk, and I'd prefer not to constantly be setting myself back every 5 seconds. Oh my god. That's it. That is it right there. Staff of Air. That means we can now start the magic grind. Perfect. Let's go back to the bank and I'll show you all the lovely, lovely runes that I've got. Okay, we're at the bank. So quickly, we don't have many air runes right now, but we're just going to get a ton of them now from air elementals. I finished with 4,167 mind runes, which is way more than I need before I get to a level to use chaos, so that's perfect. 30 water, again not many.
1800 earth and 2500 fire. Those came from men and women. 1100 chaos, amazing. 47 natures. I will be using those for when I get to high alchemy, level 50 magic, and that will be my best way to get money for the changing of my gravestone and the first bank unlock. 17 lore, which I can't really use yet, and then 333 death runes. So, unfortunately, the myth sim has run its course for now. I also can't use the corrupted kite shield because it has a -8 magic attack bonus, and also the steel full helm because it has a -6 magic attack bonus. But we can keep the rest of this stuff on. So first of all, I'll take the mind runes with me, and I'll just use as many of those as I physically can, and then I can cast a wind strike. And then what will happen is, after that, I will potentially look at swapping from wind strike to water strike to see if it ups my XP per hour, and then from water to earth, and then earth to fire. This is the bit where it's going to be a kind of balance between what runes I have available and which ones are easier to get versus not, because I could use the air staff constantly and just get, you know, earth and fire runes and water runes, or I could go and get the other elemental staffs and use air runes as my secondary runes, because wind strike has mind and air, whereas water strike has mind, water and air. So there's going to be a bit of a balance. It's going to be something I'm going to have to figure out as we go along, and right now I'm not entirely sure what's going to be the best course of action, because right now I've only got 100 and some air runes, so it makes more sense to go and get, sorry, it's to stick with the air staff and then use those runes rather than going and getting a water staff and then trying to get more air. But I don't know, if you guys think there's a better way to do it, just let me know. There we have it, 10 magic already. Just used just over 100 mind runes. I'm splashing quite a bit, to be fair. It may have been better for me to start on men and women, but when you look at the wiki, they have a +0 magic defense, but they do have 40 magic combat stat. I don't know if that actually affects it at all, but I don't know. I'm hitting 5s every now and again, so it's not so bad, but I just don't want to waste too many runes. But I've theory crafted with a few people, and we've all come to a similar conclusion that it's probably okay for me to train here at these guys, but I don't know. I'm not the smartest of people. I'm splashing quite a lot on elementals. I think potentially because on the wiki it says that they have 0 magic defensive stats, but because they have a 30 magic combat stat, I think that might be adding towards their magic defense a little bit, which means actually it's not 0, so I can splash relatively often. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go back to men and women for a while until I feel like I'm comfortable enough that I don't splash much or at all on the elementals, and then I'll go back to them, because I really don't want to be wasting any of these runes if I can avoid it. So let's give that a try, and then I'll give you an update when I know more. Flying through these levels so fast that we missed 20 magic, but we did catch 21 and 22, so whoops. 30 magic. It's gone pretty fast. It's gone pretty fast. I'm still not 100% sure if I should be at men and women now that I've got the bolts, earth bolt, soon to be firebolt, because I am still splashing, but I'm technically getting more XP because I can now hit 10s and 11s. So really I probably should stay here to get the most, I guess the highest average XP. But it is taking a while, and I am not a maths person, so I'm probably not going to figure it out. And by the time this video goes out and you guys comment on it, I'll probably be maybe done. And you'll all be screaming and shouting at me in the comment section. Why are you doing it that way, you stupid boy? Do it a different way. So I'm just going to keep killing these guys, I think, because I still need to get up the drop tables, and I'm hoping it will just get faster and faster. But I'll see you at 40 magic. Bloody magic grind taking forever and cause it. Oh, I didn't know that was on the drop table. Well, I'll be. Look at that. That's something else, that is. 60 hit points, 75 combat level. And we haven't even left this chunk yet. We might even get to 90 combat. Oh, and there's 33 magic as well. That's a little bonus for you. We now only have 2 more things to get from air elementals. We've got a 1 in 128 blood rune, and we've got a 1 in 390.13 for a grimy Lantadime. So we've only actually killed, let's have a look. I think we've only actually killed 150-ish. So actually that's well below rate for most of this stuff on the list. So if, as per usual, getting spooned. But maybe it's that YouTube luck just coming in hot. Or maybe I'm just lucky in myself. But either way, we're going to carry on. We're slowly running out of runes as well, which is becoming a worry of mine. 40 magic. We are getting on up there. So I'm kind of running relatively low on runes right now. Not too low, I think I've still got a good, maybe I'll get to 50. But we'll see what happens, you know. We've got another 152 chaos, 341 death, but we've also got about 3k mine still in the bank. And with the mine runes I'll have to kill men and women, I think, with those. I don't think I'll get away with killing these guys. So once we've used all of that, I reckon we'll be about 50 magic. And then what I'll do is I'll switch back to melee, and then come back at it later on when I've gathered some more runes. I'll probably stick with these guys with the melee. But let's find out together, eh? One more thing left. Let's go. Ran out of chaos runes, so I've swapped back to melee now. So I've been having a bit more of a think about what to do with my spells, and I've come to the conclusion that using Wind Strike is basically pointless. Its max hit is so low that I just don't think it's worth it. So what I'm going to do now is, using melee on air elementals, I'll hopefully try and stack up a bunch of air runes, and then I'll go to fire elementals and I'll kill them for the Staff of Fire drop, and then I'll wield the Staff of Fire while casting Fire Strike, and I'll do that to use all of my mind runes. And I might have to keep swapping back between magic and melee to effectively get enough runes to do that, because I've got 3.2k's worth of mind. What's the point in wasting them all on Wind Strike when I can cast Fire Strike? So 2 air runes a time to cast 3.2k. You know, we're going to have to collect a fair amount of air runes from these things. But, you know, I'm a chunker. You just got to do what you got to do. So I'll keep you updated as we go along. But I can foresee this potentially taking me a few weeks, if not a month, month and a half maybe, if I just constantly just train magic down here in the Elemental Workshop. But you know, whatever. I chose this life. Look at that. Uncut Emerald. That's the second thing off the gem drop table now. Very good, very nice. Not the things we want, obviously, but it's always nice to get new stuff. There we go. That is the last thing on the list, which means we can now start with the fire elementals to try and get that fire staff. That is beast. We've actually only killed about 300 in total, which is, you know, way better than I thought, because I thought we were going to be here for thousands of kills to get all the drops. But I mean, technically we will be, because we're going to be coming back for all these runes, but happy days. Well, hey. So at least I managed to catch this time instead of completely missing it like the last time. That's a staff of fire, which means now I think we can just nip back and start using all my mind runes up. And that's 41 magic. So I think after this invent of stuff, I'm going to go and pick up my death runes and start autocasting the wind wave? Wind blast. And I'll do that until I can use the next one up, and we'll keep doing that until we run out of death runes, and then we'll come on back to these beautiful mind runes. Instantaneous change of mind again. So I'm not going to use all of my death runes on the air spell. Instead, I'm going to use the rest of my mind runes, because those are far easier to obtain than the death runes, and see how far that gets me, because if I can get up to 59 for Fire Blast, then I'm pretty sure that that is kind of the highest level that I can use. I can do all the Blood Rune ones, but Blood Runes are so hard to get that it's probably not even bloody worth it, so we're going to go with that for now. I hope everyone was either thinking that already and screaming that at me in the last clip, or was vigorously typing out a comment to tell me that as that clip was finishing. My bad. Finally back on my computer. I've been playing on my laptop, and we got 60 defense. So now we're base 60s. So now we need to go for base 70s. So we're going to go back to attack. Got some advice from my boy Volty. He recommended using all of my lore runes before I start using the rest of my mind runes, because I can use telekinetic grab to get, you know, pretty much constant XP. And then if I can get some levels out of that, I only get increased magic accuracy for when I use my other spells. So I'm pretty much just dropping this knife and picking it back up again. And that's what I'll do for these 45 runes. And hopefully that should get me at least one level. So I'll let you know how far this gets me, because right now I am 42 with 1.3k left. And that's all the lore runes used up, and we got to 43 magic with 4.7k left. So it was about a quarter, maybe even a third of a level total, because I was almost 43 anyway. It's not good, that's not bad. It's not good. It's not bad, is what I meant to say. And I can, from now on, if I ever get any lore rune drops, I can just start using those up for that. So that's good. Thanks to Volty for getting my back on that one. The gem table. This time it's an uncut diamond. Luckily for me, I've got a shed load of those already, and
none of them are able to be cut, I'm afraid. So I don't really have to worry about it. But I think that's fairly rare actually, so that's good. Oh my god. The blood rune. We now only need the grimy Kandarin. Great work. We got the last thing on the list. Grimy Kandarin. So that means we're now done with Fire Elemental drop table. So, next on the list is the Water Elementals. These guys drop vials of water always, and pretty much the same drop table as the rest of the elementals. So we'll probably be here for another 300 to 400 kills, and then we'll probably be done with that, and we'll move on to Earth. There we have it. Staff of Water. The next elemental staff on the list. There's only one more to get now, and then we can pretty much have infinite runes of some runes anyway, whenever I want. That's solid work. Solid work. I have to say everything twice, don't I? Solid work, solid work. Yes, there we go. We have just finished the Water Elemental drop table. That's 3 elementals down, 1 to go. Now, the only difference between the Earth Elementals and everyone else is they have 2 forms. They have their standard Earth Elemental form, and then they have their Ore variant, I think it's called. So what we're going to need to do for those is we're going to have to mine them. Now, we have 2 options for mining them. Option 1 is we get an alt to come over here and mine it and then run off, and then we come in and we kill it and we should get the drops. The other option is to get the required mining level, which I can't do in this chunk because I don't have a pickaxe or any rocks, to be honest, any ore, so it's going to have to be lamped, and I'm just not convinced that that's going to be a useful thing for me to do, or a useful use of my time. So I think we're most likely going to do the alt one, but I'm going to have a think about it while I kill these guys for the majority of the drop table, and then I'll let you know where I get to on it. Who knows? There we go. Staff of Earth. That is the last of the elemental staffs that we need. And oh, hello Giles. It's the last of the staffs we need, and I think now is a good time for me to explain why all of these staffs are so good for me in this chunk. I'm sorry, but surely this is just not right. This thing here, which technically should be an inanimate object until you mine it, surely you should be able to walk around it. Like, look at this. This is the tile that I've clicked on, and I can't walk around the thing. Like, come on. What is this? Like, I'm just going to look at this guy forever. I'm going to follow him around the room. It just... And now... Oh, it's just... What a mess. What a mess. Well, that took a long ass time. I've killed 885 Earth Elementals, and the Lantadine was the, as per usual, last thing on the list. So now the only thing left to do, which is
going to have to be explained in a certain way is we're going to have to do this. So we've got the group Ironman, and the reason why we've got the group Ironman, for a lot of you that potentially don't know, is that one thing on the chunk task list is to kill an earth elemental, the ore variant, because the ore variant drops elemental ore specifically, but also the always drop of a rock. So you need 20 mining to do that, along with a pickaxe, obviously. And I can't get a pickaxe in this chunk, and lamping to 20 mining is going to take ages. So, you know, seeing as this is my chunk account and I make the rules, I'm going to allow this exception of using my group Ironman to give me a little bit of a hand. Now, I don't know if this is going to work properly, because all I've got is the testimonies of other people, and I've not actually seen those other people do it, but we're going to give it a try, and we'll see what happens. Here we go. Mine, he's up. He didn't... What? Okay. I clicked on the wrong screen to run, so I ran the group Ironman nowhere and the chunk account away. But this should work now. It's dead. And there it is. Elemental ore and a rock. So now we can tick both of those things off as well. Good job all. So just to confirm, I like to say that, don't I? Just to confirm. This elemental ore is used obviously in the elemental workshop quest to make the elemental bar, but I need 20 crafting to fix the bellows first, and I need 20 smithing to create that bar. So unfortunately this is going to sit in the bank for a while, gathering dust, but you know, we've got it, which means we're now ready to finish elemental workshop if and when we ever get those levels. Have a baguette for free. Haven't seen that in a while. Is today the day? Is today the day? Yeah. No, we just got the last lamp before we can start ticking off some more stuff. So let's put this in crafting, and level 10. Bowstrings and crossbow strings. So we've got 100 flax, and if we use all 100 of those flax, we should get a couple of levels from that hopefully. And also we can make the yew shortbow and the maple shortbow. Tick those off the list. So let's go do that, and I'll see you in a moment. First bowstring made. Amazing. So we're getting about 15 XP a time, so that's actually really good for these early levels. There you go, you get a free another level, 11. Lovely jubbly. Okay, first thing on the list is to make maple shortbow. Boom. Medium task complete. And then the next thing is to craft a yew shortbow from scratch. So I'll need to cut one log from the yew tree, and I think I have to do this all in one go, and then make yew shortbow. I think that was the wrong one. Hold on. I should probably read things before I just wing it. Okay. Make you longbow. There we go. Do that. Bosh. Sorted. The last thing on the list is to make a yew shortbow. Oh. Why am I such an idiot? Yew shortbow. All done. That's 3 things off the list. Kind of
forgot to show you me equipping it. So there you go. That's not too bad. What have we got? 44 ranged. Beast. I mean, I never have to use ranged again in this chunk, but I might get a little bit of a head start on this chunk right here. You never know. Nice. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Exciting times. So, let's start going through this. We've got cut a diamond in it now, 43 crafting. We've removed the 85 and brought it down to 79. We did wheel the U short bow, so that's good. We finished the Kandarin hard diary task 3. I changed this, like I said at the start, to show everything. So crush, slash, mage, tank, all of that kind of stuff. So hard leather body is on there. It's also added bronze felling axe, but seeing as we can get steel, we have a steel axe, but we can get a steel felling axe. I think maybe that's the one to have on here instead. But I need the smithing requirement anyway. Steel axe, did that. Got a U short bow. Obtain a staff of air. That's apparently his magic tank, crush tank, slash tank, stab tank, magic resting slot. So that's a lot. We haven't done the elemental workshop step 3 yet, because we still need the crafting requirement. We did the medium task 7, which was the maple short bow. We did the diary task hard. Task 3, that was the U from scratch. We've done all the air elemental, so that's all that ticked off. We did all the earth elemental, so that's that done and dusted. We did all of the ore variant as well, thanks to the group Ironman. We finished all fire, that's all the fire done. And then down here we finished all of the water, and that is so much ticked off. So much ticked off. That's crazy. We still need beaver, we still need rocky, and we still need 1.2 mil. So if I go quickly back to the top, 193 out of 204 tasks complete. And what I can do in here somewhere is I can turn this on and off, so I might do that quickly now. Yeah, there you go. So there's the button. So that's it all ticked off, and that is it all that's left. You don't even have to scroll down anymore. It's all on one little page. Awesome. Well, that's it for this episode. We've ticked off more in this episode than we've done for the entire 6 episodes before. So I think that has made my head and brain and mind and body and soul and person incredibly happy. So I hope all of you are just as happy right now, and if you're not, go do something that will, you know, play some RuneScape, do some stuff on Minecraft, go and play all the Soulsborne games back to back and 100% them all in a row, you know, whatever you want to do. But there we go, see you next time.